Alright, welcome back. So in this video we are going to start with Express, right? And Express is what we have been talking about for like it is a name that we've been saying for a long time now, and like from the beginning of backend, I don't think there has been any lecture in which I've not used the word Express. So this is finally the time when we start to use Express, and one of the exciting things about it is that this will actually now you can actually start building some web apps, right? Even though they will be really simple, and we'll add databases and things like that later. But right now you could build a static app with different these URLs once you know Express, right? Great. So now it is going to get exciting, right? First of all, what is Express, right? And you can just simply say it's Node.js framework, right? Great. And even if we go to its site, it's a minimal and flexible Node.js web application framework that provides a robust set of features for web and mobile applications, right? Long sentence, but the only thing that you don't know in this is what is a framework, right? That I think is the next question that we need to address. Like Express is a Node.js framework, great. But what exactly is a framework, right? So now, if I say what is a framework, I've written this, it's some amount of pre-written code that we can use in our own, right? Really great, seems fine. But one thing, let's see the definition of a library. It says some amount of pre-written code that we can use in our own, which is exactly same to what it says here. So what exactly is the difference? Like, why do we have two words saying one is a framework and one is a library? And we've seen various libraries like jQuery and Bootstrap till now, and we are seeing a framework now. So is it possible that I can call Express as a library, or I can call Bootstrap as a framework? No, it's not. And that is basically because they are different things. Even though they have the exact same definition, they are different things. And a lot of people do get confused in what they are in the beginning, but you will actually get really clear with it once we finish with the video, because this is like a fundamental concept that you should know before you are starting anything, right? And this will become even more clear when we start using Express, because you haven't seen how a framework works till now. But this will become really clear. But for now, here's a really good Medium article that I found for this, right, to explain this. And while he's talking about a lot of things, like he's talking about React, which is a framework on the front end, but that's not what we're into. So here is given the definition of a library, right? So if we read that, it includes a lot of complex words, and framework includes even more amount of complex words. So it's not that I'm recommending you to read this whole article. The only thing that I want to show you here is this picture, right? And this is actually a really good description of the difference between a library and a framework. So this concept basically that defines the difference between these two is known as inversion of control, right? And just to explain this term, uh, we'll first have to see what the difference is. So in a library, what we were doing is, like, if you remember Bootstrap, right? We were writing our code, we were doing everything, and then we were including one class to make our site look better, right? So most of the code was our own, and we were just, plugging in small parts of Bootstrap into our own code, right? So our code was the thing in control, and Bootstrap was the thing that we were controlling, right? That's why Bootstrap is a library, right? Similarly with jQuery, right? We were using jQuery to command our own code, right? It was like a plugin to our code, and the basic thing in command was still what we were writing, right? However, in a framework, this control gets inverted, right? In a framework, our code is not the thing that is having the control to actually, you know, um, do things. It is the framework which has the uh, code, which is like controlling the things, right? The framework is the main thing controlling your whole program flow, right? The thing is, you will know how it is controlling the program flow, and hence you will plug in your code into the framework in an appropriate manner so that you get what you need, right? So a lot of words there. What basically the difference is that for a library, your code is the one, like your code is the main thing having the control, and you plug in your libraries to your code, which is shown in this picture. Your code is the main picture and libraries are plugged into that. However, in a framework is the main thing controlling your thing, and you plug in your code to that, right? I mean, so you'll get an even a better idea when we actually start doing this. And I think the biggest confusion that you might have in your mind right now is, how does this actually happen? Like, how can we just plug in our code to a framework and expect it to work exactly like we want it to? Well, let me tell you that it is extremely flexible, especially if you see Express, right? So, minimal and flexible, right? So it's easy and it's really flexible. So using Express, you can do whatever you want to, right? There's no stopping you in doing whatever you want to. So basically you are in control, but you are controlling everything through your framework, which is Express. And you will be plugging things into Express to make it work like you want it to work. And again, this might be really confusing for you at this time, that how will this actually happen if some pre-written code is to control my code, then how can I expect it to work exactly like I want it to, because everybody has different needs for the site, right? But that you will see when we actually study Express. But as long as you've got the difference, this as long as you can understand this image as soon as you see it, you're good to go for now, right? And I hope you can, because this is a difference that you should know. And not that this will actually help you code a lot. I mean, you will know Express is a framework and you will know Bootstrap is a library, and you could just keep using those words forever, and it will not like make a huge difference to what you're writing in your code, right? But it's always good to have some fundamental clarity about what is what and what's the difference between two things having the same definition, right? So that's the only reason I was focusing on this. And just now, if you see the word inversion of control, it makes sense, because in our library, our code was the main thing having the control, but in framework, our code is the thing that is being plugged in. It does not have the control anymore. So the control was inverted from our code to the framework, right? So that was inversion of control. Great. So now we see that this is a framework, some amount of pre-written code that we can use in our own, and that's actually the same definition as a library, but the difference is a library is plugged into our code, but a framework is the main thing in control, and we plug our code into a framework, right? Great. So now if we go back to our Express website, and this is like their official website, if I didn't mention that before. So first thing you see, it's like npm install Express. So all you have to do to use Express is install it using npm, right? And next, if we see this definition again, right? Express is a minimal and flexible, right? So basically, it is a framework, but it can help you do whatever you want to do. You are not like restricted to a very specific set of instructions that you can follow, right? You can make anything you want to using this. That provides a robust set of features for web and mobile applications. This is like normal English. Great. So with a myriad of HTTP utility methods and middleware at your disposal. So yeah, API is actually something that you don't even know the meaning of yet, so I'll not focus on this point, right? So yeah, performance is one of the biggest points of Express. It's really good, right? And a lot of other frameworks are based on Express, right? So Express is like, if you're using Node, then you'll find, I think, a majority of people using Express, right? And hence Express becomes really useful. And like it will help you, you know, make your like you'll have to make routes, right? So if this is not anything is following this, then you give to home page. Then you need to give the home page. If I'm pressing on getting started here, I get /en/starter/installing.html, right? So you can see that this different links are giving different things, and handling that with Express becomes like really basic and really simple, which we are going to see really soon, like today itself. So that's why it's going to become interesting, because you will be printing out different things, and you will be rendering different HTML pages for different URLs, which is like one of the main features of a website, like what to do when, right? All right, great. So this was like an introduction to Express about what it is and all of that. So this is basically all the theory that you need to know about it. After this, we can just start, writing our routes using Express and making our, you know, making handling our requests on our server, and we can actually start writing some good server side code, right? Great. So yeah, so that's for this video. I'll see you in the next one.